Welcome everyone to this month's Astrocolorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astrocolorscope is that in a moment I'm going to pick some crystals from this bag, throw them into a circle of houses, and then read the crystals, the colors, the energy of the house, etc., specifically for your sign. I'm also going to take a bead from my bead bag just for a little extra influence of color, see what else is going on. Then I'm going to, I like doing things in threes, then I'm going to pick a card from the Voyager deck for your sign, and I'm going to ask you to take a look at the card and see what you are most attracted to in the collage of images, and then ask you what that means for you. Of course, I'll read whatever I see in that card as well, so we can put it all together for your particular sign. So before we get there, we're just going to have a little look at what's going on this month. So to begin with, we have one of the big things is Mercury is going retrograde on the 19th of May. And of course, you know, retrograde actions happen all the time. But when it's Mercury, it's like one of those big deals, isn't it? That everything starts to move backwards. So it's in Gemini, which is its natural placing. So there's a sense of, it almost feels like, okay, so I'm going to be moving backwards a little bit through this sign because I love it so much. Communication slows down when Mercury starts to retreat. But in Gemini, there's almost a sense of calming down. There's almost a sense of, you are given this time to really focus on what it is you want to say, how you want to be perceived in this lifetime, let's say, how you want to communicate with your loved ones, with your friends, with the world, how you want to write, how you want your language to be. So you might find that this is a time where you want to write, where you want to write more, where you want to journal more, especially with Mercury, because it is a planet of communication, but because it's in Gemini, there's almost that sense of double communication that's coming up. So you might find yourself just retreating a little bit more. You may also find yourself biting your lip before you can communicate with somebody, or that you want to say something to someone and they're off somewhere else, and it's a little bit more difficult to communicate with them. Of course, traditionally with Mercury, it sort of messes up with the technical stuff. So, you know, computers and cell phones and all this kind of thing can be a little bit out of whack, and especially if we've got any sun action going on that's going to send that our way, and then of course communication will have some problems then too. We've also got around the 13th to the 15th, we've got Mars, which is opposing Saturn, and Mars is a fiery planet. It's fire and it's action and it gets things moving, whereas Saturn, it's slow, it grounds you, it makes you really think before you take action. So with these two planets sort of opposing each other, it's almost like two people. So one person saying, let's do it, let's go for it, and the other person saying, no, we need to take our time. So there's a sense with this of push, pull, and you may have difficulty with decisions, especially as that Mercury is coming up. I know Mercury is coming up before the 19th, so you get that kind of preparatory, what is that word? Preparing action before the actual Mercury retrograde. So with Saturn and Mars opposing each other, and then we have the Mercury coming in as well, there's a sense of this month that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to make decisions, to really take action, to really move forward. So there's a lot of things that are pulling us back. Towards the end of the month, there's Mars again square Neptune, and Mars is the fiery energy and Neptune is the watery energy, but Neptune it links with your imagination, with that vision. You know, it's a Pisces energy, so we can go off into la la land, whereas Mars wants you to get moving. So there's movement in your feelings, movement in your emotions, and there's almost a sense with this of forgotten feelings. So something that's been stuffed down is going to start coming up again. This is perfect because of that Mercury retrograde, because we are going to go more inside of ourselves, communicate with ourselves, communicate with our emotions. So I can feel that coming up in me as well, which is kind of interesting. So there's a sense of, this is a wonderful month, but we're going very much into ourselves and we're bringing stuff out. And then we're going to be thinking about how to move forward. Am I ready to move forward? It's going to be a little bit slow, but there's a lot going on internally. So, okay, let's get on with your birth sign. Let's get started. Okay, Sagittarius. So for you, in your 5th house, you have this beautiful ruby. So the ruby is, it's very much, you know, it's a protective stone. When you get red stones, this is kind of a red-pink vibe. When you get red stones, they're very much about grounding and protection, and especially with electromagnetic, with earth energies. And radiation energies as well. With that red energy, it protects. So with this in your 5th house is about creativity, it's your friends, it's having a good time, it's lots of fun. It's a Leo house, it's a leadership house. And it feels to me, with this red, with this ruby, it feels almost as if you are going to get a prize, that you're going to get a promotion, that something is moving you up in the world. I feel like you're getting something. But at the same time, I feel that because you're going to get something, there may be someone around you who's a little bit jealous of what you get and what you have, and they might send some vibes at you. And this stone is saying it's okay. Excuse me. It's okay. You can go with this promotion. You can go with the new energy. You can open up. It looks really good. But you are also going to be all right when this person sends you kind of stuff, negative energy. And it's only, they may not be sending it directly at you. It could just be that they're jealous and they want what you have for themselves. That's the feeling I get with this particular stone for you. Ruby is a stone of good health. As you can imagine, with that red, it's robust and it's a champion kind of energy. And you know, with that 5th house, there's almost a sense of competition that's in there. And you have the stamina, you have the ability, you have the good health, you have the energy to really go to the finish line. Wherever it is you want to go, you have that skill, you have that consistency to get going and keep going until you get to that finish line. And I feel that that is also what this is about. You're going to complete a project, and it's either going to bring you extra money in, or it's going to bring you extra respect. The next stone, it went into your 7th house, and this is an Amazonite. And Amazonite, it's like the Amazonian women. It brings you courage. It's a little bit turquoise and green, so it's a stone of truth when it connects to the heart and the chakra between the heart and the throat. It's a stone that links with writing because of that turquoise vibe with it. So it can be writing and music. It's very creative. But it's also a highly sensitive stone. So it says that your sensitivity is heightened, that you're going to feel more, maybe from other people, maybe from their thoughts, maybe from their words. In relationships, because it's in your 7th house, this is saying there may be a relationship that you are going to have a little bit of a, not a to-do, but it's almost like a sense of being rejected or feeling rejected by someone or something that they say and do. But when we look at this, the turquoise green, and then we look at this kind of pinky red color, there's a sense of opposite energy that's here. And I feel as if you need to find balance in your love relationships, maybe with your husband, wife, etc., and your relationships with your friends. So there's a sense here of finding that balance of who do you want to spend more time with, or do you want to just find some balance of let's spend more time with our nearest and dearest, and let's, you know, maybe a little bit less time with our friends, or the other way around, so that there's balance in your life. Yeah, I feel relationships are key for you this month with these two particular stones. It feels almost like you're sorting things out in relationships. It's not always easy as well. Yeah, I know there's more to that. It feels like there's more that needs to come up with that. This is a beautiful stone. It's an opal aura. Some people call it an angel aura. And it has this rainbow sheen that's around a piece of quartz, a piece of clear quartz. And this went into your ninth house. Your ninth house, it feels like it connects to the angels. It connects to faith. It's almost like a higher philosophy that comes in here. So with this, there's a sense of, you know, again, clearing pathways in your relationships. And it's almost like you're going to get some education that's on how to manage relationships, how to deal with confrontations, how to work with particular people. That's the sense of this stone for you. This is an amplifier. So it says that you're going to be learning more this month. There's a lot that's going to come to you that's going to be very interesting information. I also feel like you're asking for help from someone as well with this stone. And again, there's a sense of, you know, maybe a mentor that's coming in to direct you and to guide you. Not necessarily a physical mentor. It could, you know, I say that and I'm thinking angels and guides, but it could be someone that you connect with by Skype, on the internet, that kind of thing. So they're not necessarily physically present. Let's see if there's anything else. Or, you know, it's like I keep thinking of gold when I look at this. And often when there are difficult relationships, there is a growth opportunity that's there, and it's to see it as a growth opportunity. What I see here is that we've gone 5, 7, 9. So we've gone through those numbers that are odd numbers, 5, 7, 9. So there's a relationship energy that's going on here that maybe you have not dealt with in some time, and now it's time to deal with it and clear it out. And it's going to be, you know, it's going to be okay, but it also feels quite heavy at the same time. I feel like you're going to understand something more about yourself. The bead that came up for you is this turquoise. It's like a deep turquoise teal color. Turquoise is a color of communication, of education, and also rejection. So we have it again right here. So again, there's a sense of something or someone is rejecting you, or you're rejecting them, and there's almost a sense of coming to terms with that and understanding it. You know, we have these reactions to things, and they're old. It's like old energy that comes up. We react. We're oversensitive, and I feel that that is what this is saying. You're going to be, you know, more sensitive to what people say to you and what people do to you this month. So the card that came up for you is kind of interesting. So take a look at that. See what you're most attracted to in the card, and then ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean? So the Queen of Crystals, the Woman of Crystals, is the Queen of Swords in the regular tarot. So she's a guide. She is the person that sees the truth. So usually she has an owl on her shoulder, and that owl can see into the darkness, and they can see what is true and what is not true. And that, to me, I'm not even looking at what's in the card. I can see the crystal, which is this bright, clear crystal. That, to me, is what is the message for you. It is that you are going to see the truth, you're going to have some clarity, but you're going to get help with this as well. I feel like you're going to get help. So either somebody, it could be somebody physical, but I feel like it's somebody that is non-physical, that is not near you. So again, you might connect with them by the internet, or it could be that you're connecting with them, you know, as guides and angels. I see in this the stone that is clear, and that is clarity, and there's a sense of she is meditating on that clarity. So that is important for you, is to meditate on clarity, for having clarity in relationships, and that is exactly what will come to you in one way or another, in whatever shape or form it needs to take for your highest good. Okay, that's it for this month's Astrocolorscope. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do remember to subscribe to my love letter and grab your free colour kit at bit.ly/colour kit. You can find out your true colours. Also, please leave me a comment below. Let me know if the messages resonated for you. And remember, I have my own store. I have lots of goodies in my store. This is one of them. That's store.sealedwithlove.com. And the final thing is, if you want to train with me, come to one of my play shops. I will be teaching an intuition play shop at the Omega Institute in July. You can find out more about that in my love letter. Okay, I will see you next week with the Colorscope, crystal Colorscopes, right? Lots of love. Bye.